Woo! Hey-oh, it's time for mystery tech. So now that the table's nice and warm and my arms are tired, let's see what we've got in here, shall we? What in the actual... Do I put my hand in this?
Yes, this replaces your keyboard for gaming.
I mean, it does say new gaming experience. Okay, I'm not gonna like this. I can already tell. I don't wanna have to learn something new. I'm old. So, it's well packed, I'll say that. Wow, there's a lot to this. Pull here. Thank you. You're more helpful than everyone who helps me make mystery tech. Oh Lord, oh Lord, ow.
Wow.
Wow, I don't like this at all. That's horrifying. This is horrifying. You cannot tell me this is a serious, real thing. How much does this horrible hand thing cost?
I think it was like, I got dump. I think it was like $300.
$300?
It's been a little bit since we ordered it.
Okay, give me the sales pitch. Why does someone need the Azeron 40,000 buttons of doom special?
You can't put a price on companionship through feel.
Sounds like you're speaking from personal experience, my friend.
The material that this is made out of,
yeah,
like the buttons,
yeah,
feels like what would happen if you cut your fingernails and just melted all of that and 3D printed it out of fingernails. Yeah.
Why was that so specific?
I don't like that at all.
We also thought you'd like to glow in the dark.
Why would you think that? And you chose black and glow in the dark?
Yeah.
I mean,
Look at it glowing in the dark.
I mean, that doesn't really glow in the dark.
I see it on camera at all.
Hold on. Let me charge it up. Today on Mystery Tech, I am going to make questionable decisions with my new Hand Pilot 5000, and we'll see exactly. I was doing a gag with dramatic effect. Okay. The Azeron Fingerfucko 9000.
Whoa!
So I have plugged in my Azeron to the laptop, and the first thing is really to figure out how it works. So as you can see, the software, it's not really pretty. You can see that as I press on each button, it generally says what the maps are. So just for right now, I'm gonna use these stock maps, although it's pretty easy to do not only the onboard profiles, but also you can build your own. It does feel fairly ergonomic. Obviously, I'm standing at the desk right now, so my wrist isn't quite where it should be, but if I were sitting at a desk or something, my hand feels very natural.
This would be perfect for like illustrators that have to like rely on a lot of keyboard shortcuts and different macros.
So now I have my handheld controller setup working. So essentially what I've had to do, in Valorant at least, is to get my thumbstick to work, I just had it emulate WASD. So if I want to switch weapons, I can do that. Oh, look, this one's stuck. Yeah, so this switch is actually sticking. There's certainly uses for this, right? But where I kind of struggle is like, you could also just get a keyboard that has like a separate like row of dedicated macro keys off to the left side.
But that's not as ergonomic though. This, in daily use, after the learning curve, could be more intuitive than a proper keyboard.
I don't think the learning curve is too aggressive. I've been playing for just a few minutes now, and it already feels pretty natural. I do like the feeling of the analog stick paired with the mouse. I don't know if I've ever actually really used a controller that had that in a way that feels as natural as this does. Like walking around here, like it's already second nature. And I think it's largely because if you've ever gamed on a controller, you're using the exact same kind of muscle memory for that. You're just pairing it with a mouse as opposed to another analog stick. $300 though, I think that's really my big sticking point. It's a very niche product. I think that's kind of where I come down on. It is a very niche product and it is certainly not for me. Do you know what time it is?
No one can see you.
Do you know what time it is? It's all that time. We got sponsored for Mystery Tech by one of my favorite companies in the universe and one of my favorite display technologies. What more could you ask for?
A better host.
What else could you ask for?
Another better host.
Are we ready to extract the beauty, the yeah, let's do it. Hey! Wait, we need to put it on the stand. Don't mind me. We're just screwing in the base. The OLED! I should probably plug it in first, shouldn't I? That's usually helpful. Okay, I'll do that. Do you see this image quality? Do you see the power of an OLED display? So you're probably familiar with LG OLEDs, but if you're not, there are a couple of key advantages in my opinion. First and foremost is the image quality. With an OLED, not only do you get, of course, a super thin design, it's easy to mount in a ton of places, all that kind of stuff, but they look freaking great. So not only do you have excellent contrast, I mean truly pretty much perfect contrast because every single pixel of an OLED is individually backlit. So we actually use this on a daily basis. Essentially all of our systems have HDMI runs up to a 77-inch OLED on the wall, which means that as we're finishing up a video, as we're doing the color, we can see it exactly as we intended. Now you're probably familiar with something like this, an LCD display, which has been around for a long time, but the problem is that you can't get that same level of contrast. Something like this, you only have so many individual dimming zones. Blacks are always kind of gray. With an OLED, blacks are truly black, which means that an image, regardless of whether you're playing a game, watching a TV show, or doing some content creation, always looks so much more realistic and lifelike. So I think what's pretty clear to me, especially when you have an OLED beside an LCD, is the fact that you have so much better image quality, right? So a lot of the times, what you'll have is good gaming performance out of some LCDs, right? But what that is never paired with is this kind of contrast, especially for a darker game. It's rare to kind of get your cake and eat it too, but that's exactly what an OLED allows you to do. So F1 2020 is an excellent game to show off one of the most important features of an OLED, which is the response time. So not only are we running at that 120 FPS, we've got G-Sync and everything, but we also have 1 millisecond response times, which is important in a game like this where every frame counts and every millisecond counts on your response times. Oops, did I accidentally hit the restart button? Oh no! If only my response time was faster, then I'd accidentally restart after I crashed. It's so weird, right?
LG OLEDs can give you somewhat of a gaming advantage, but not if you're Austin.
How dare you? How dare you? You want a display that has all of the features for content creation, watching content, gaming, the whole thing in one. It is hard to argue with an LG Display OLED. And of course, huge thank you to the LG Display for sponsoring this portion of the video. If you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go do a little catch up and not crash anymore because that's unfortunate. I don't need to do that. Excuse me? Is this just a Pokemon sign? I mean, to be fair, this does look incredibly stylish for my Pokemon card collection, which is available at nowhere because I'm not selling.
You remember the overclock media sign?
You guys had to make more signs?
That one pretty much came at a deal.
Okay.
Where we got it for like, what, $50 less?
Yeah, we got on that pretty cheap.
How much was, okay. All right. I mean, whatever this is very lightweight. Oh, did you get a giant Charizard card made? This is base set, first edition, shadowless. Oh yeah, first edition, baby. This is actually really solid. Like, I mean, this is like, it's like actually cardboard. Yo, and that looks so sharp too. You got the hollow foil. Look how good the art is. This is legit. Oh man, and there's another one in here? Oh, there we go. We've got a legendary collection Charizard. That is sweet. I always love this hollow foil pattern. Obviously, these are not authentic Pokemon cards. Shock, awe, and surprise. How much does it cost to get a 4 times larger than original Pokemon card?
It was like 100-ish something bucks. Well, it wasn't terrible.
I mean, some might say that that's $29,900 less than a real first edition base set Charizard PSA 9. I feel like.
I don't think that goes there. I think that goes home. We got this for you. You know, you always say that we only get stuff for ourselves. This is for Austin.
If you'll excuse me, I'll be in my Pokemon room doing Pokemon things like a 6-year-old. Just how old I was. I started playing with Pokemon cards. It's a long time ago. It's a big box you got there, friend. Okay, all right. Well, this side up. This is a wood box. What the? We have ourselves a copy of Windows. That's helpful. This is excessive. This is cool though. I like this. Oh my God, the whole thing comes out. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Yo, that is some presentation, friends. That is some presentation. And this is a NUC? Wait, this looks like a GPU enclosure. There's a whole computer's in here? Oh, I see a GPU and everything.
Wait, they gave us a.
There's a GPU in there. Look at this though. I'm just impressed with the box. It's literally got soft close. Do you see this? So this is an entire gaming PC. So previously we've taken a look at some of these things. Actually, I think we took a look at it at CES 2020. It was the Razer Tomahawk, which was based on this same kind of platform. And essentially the idea behind this is that you have a very small portable system where the entire guts of the computer essentially fit into one, like roughly graphics card size system.
You can choose whatever shell you want too. So like if you want Razer, if you want Cooler Master, whoever makes the shells, you could just put the NUC in whatever you want.
Oh, look at that, wow. There are a few elements to this NUC. So first of all, we have 3 fans, which are essentially, it's not a radiator, but we've got 3 fans that are setting on top, which are helping for airflow. We have a GPU of some description. It's a
Probably
3060. It's a 3060. This is probably close to like 12 inches. You still need to stay in the dual slot zone, but there's plenty of space for a very large GPU. That is not gonna fit. That's not gonna fit. Ken, that's not gonna fit. Why? That's an RTX 3090. Dude, this is triple slot. Look how much it overhangs. It's not.
Don't let that stop you.
Look, the main component of the system is the Intel Compute Element, which this case is a Core i9 11900KB, which is closer to something like a laptop CPU. This is basically an entire CPU and motherboard all built into one individual component. So now, with the Beast Canyon NUC setup, there are a few observations I have. First and foremost, this size is really nice. It's generally speaking about the size of a lot of Thunderbolt GPU enclosures, but you've got yourself a full PC inside, and that really is one of the main advantages here. You can just, say in 3 or 4 years, swap out your compute element, drop in a new, more modern one, and you'll instantly have a ton more performance. This, just to give you a little bit of context, as outfitted for the review unit, probably comes in about $2,100, so certainly not cheap, and it does have a 3060 inside, which is probably about the right level of GPU performance, but there are some cool features with the Beast Canyon NUC. Chief among them is not only do you have Thunderbolt, you have a couple of Thunderbolt 4 ports, but you also have 2.5 gigabit networking and Wi-Fi 6E built in. But I think what most people are most excited to see is how much performance you can get out of such a small form factor system, okay? This requires a lot of concentration. What the shit was that? What was that?
That's just the AI playing dirty.
What the? I gotta say the NUC is actually performing really well though, unlike me. How could you, George? How could you?
Oh, that's not George's fault. That's completely your bad.
That was on me. Well, look, we can all say the Beast Canyon NUC has lots of performance and handles F1 well. See, my benchmarking was successful. It's a cool little PC. It's hard to argue with how much performance per cubic centimeter you get with something like this, especially if you have the power of Williams behind you.
No, sadly. Those days have gone, my friend.
Hey, wow, I wasn't even ready for that one. Hello, and welcome to the iPhone Battery Pack MagSafe Edition. Wait, what? Is this any good?
Regardless of whether it's good, I call dibs.
Wouldn't be an episode of Mystery Tech without Ken immediately calling dibs on things. So I believe this is $100?
Yes, correct.
That's, I would say, a not insignificant amount of money for a battery bank. Now, what should make this actually kind of interesting is the fact that it is fully magnetically attached, which means that it
matches my phone.
I like how you throw every item of Mystery Tech clear across the table and you gently rest your phone.
Yeah, that's the 512 gig model. That's the most expensive iPhone there is. I gotta take care of it.
Wow, that's a chungus. That's a real chungus right there. Oh, look, it attaches. Wow, revolutionary content here on Mystery Tech. No wonder you've subscribed and decided to ring-a-ling the ding-a-ling button to be notified of all your future mysterious technology needs. It is pretty much exactly the right size of the iPhone 12 mini, which I assume means that it would fit just fine on the 12 Pro Max. In fact, it does, but actually that looks kind of weird on the Pro Max. Right?
Here's the thing. People are complaining about this thing, and I'm not to defend it by any means. What? Is it coming off?
I'm trying. It's not going anywhere.
It's almost as if people are complaining about this and forgot that the Apple iPhone battery case hasn't been a thing per generation. I think that this is pretty much just the next step of that, but not supposed to be any worse and not even that much better. It's just literally a solution for the current phones that are out there.
Let me spend a few minutes with this thing. Let me actually try it here. I have thoughts. I am using this right now with a later case. So there is a little bit of a gap between the actual phone and the battery bank. That being said, this is fine. I don't think I would put it in my pocket like this. I mean, first of all, it's a large chungus, but also feels a little bit odd. So right now I'm gonna show you, right? So if I've got my phone here, and it not only shows what my phone battery is, but also what the battery of the MagSafe charger is. So inside my battery widget, what it shows right now is that I am now charging not only my phone, but also the MagSafe battery bank. Now, what's kind of weird about this is that it does still use Lightning, right? So if I can unplug the MagSafe and then plug into my phone, then theoretically it continues to charge. Oh, look at that. It immediately dropped down to 10%? What? Wait. Oh, no, look, see, the MagSafe battery bank is now charging, you see? So now I have the Lightning cable plugged into my iPhone. It is charging my iPhone, but also it is then reverse charging into the MagSafe power. You know what I would actually do though, if I were to buy this case, which I now have it in my possession, I would plug it always into the battery bank. Because what you can do with the battery bank is you can use that to help condition your battery on your phone. So basically the battery bank will always charge your phone up somewhat, but it won't charge above, I guess, what was it, like 90%? Which generally speaking, you actually shouldn't really charge your phone to 100% if you can avoid it. It will help the longevity of your battery. How big is the iPhone battery bank? Because like, this looks chunky enough that I would hope it would recharge my phone a couple times.
It is, I believe, less capacity than the Anchor, which wasn't even that much to begin with.
1460 milliamp hours.
Yeah.
That's not even enough to fully charge an iPhone mini. That's like half a charge on a Pro Max.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Again, this is literally just the iPhone battery case in MagSafe form.
I'm not loving the thickness, and I really don't like the fact that you're spending $100 on a battery bank, which can, in the best case scenario, charge what, maybe 3/4 of an iPhone 12 mini's battery or something? That's not a lot. Would you just be better off buying either a third party or just a regular battery bank? Maybe.